Hello and welcome back to the Superior Comic Show. Me, your host Peter, and today some more Eternals content. I know I'm milking it, but it was a lot to ingest in that trailer. So before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, comment down below your thoughts, and follow us on all forms of social media. But the question I'm going to be asking today is, who are the Celestials? And I'm going to be doing a breakdown of who the Celestials are in comics, as well as what Celestials we have seen so far in the MCU and what to possibly expect. So without further ado, let's get into it. So who are the Celestials? So the Celestials are first and foremost known as an extreme cosmic power, existing before any other race in the universe, including even the Asgardians. Yes, they outdate Odin. Now, they were beings that were known of the first firmament, which was basically the very first and only universe at that time. And then eventually would go on to have a celestial war with a lot of dark creatures over the control and dominion of all existence, basically. So they've also influenced key events going forward in human history for nobody really knows why, to be honest. But they were responsible for key human evolutionary events, such as the Eternals, the Deviants, and this is where it could get interesting for the MCU, the X gene. Yes, there's a possibility that these Celestials could be used to bring the X-Men to the MCU. That's all the speculation at this time, so we won't go too much into it. But Celestials also created the Eternals over 1 million years ago and put 100 of these Eternals on Earth to protect the planet from the Deviants. They were basically a mutated form of Wanderers. The Eternals could basically only interfere if the Deviants were involved and couldn't make themselves known otherwise, which is what we're seeing in the MCU now. The Celestials did have a lot of history with Deviants, including taking out the whole Deviant Empire on Earth, which also caused the sinking of Atlantis. Yes, could also be used to bring Namor in. Lots of tons of possibilities. Now, the Celestials have been known to use the Infinity Stones, as we've seen in many different flashbacks in the MCU. So it could definitely be because of the Infinity Stones that these Celestials are coming to Earth for the Emergence. But yes, that is, in a nutshell, very, very small nutshell, who the Celestials are. But let's see, in this next part, what Celestials we already know are present in the MCU. So first, we have, from the Eternals trailer, Arishem, the Judge. And if he is coming to Earth, we have a problem. Because, as is in his name, can only be coming to Earth for one thing: to judge. Then we had Eson the Searcher, who we seen in Guardians of the Galaxy. And we see him there, he was actually using the Power Stone at the time, showing the Celestials' use of the Infinity Stones in the MCU. Issa is alive or deadness is still unknown, but yeah, you can see there, man, these Celestials are massive. Then another one from the Eternals trailer, Jemiah the Analyzer. Now, in the comics, Jemiah's job was to analyze the progression of civilizations and report back to Arishem. So you can definitely see why these two may be popping up in the Eternals and how it's going to lead to the Emergence. Very excited to see these two and see what exactly that plays out as. Then there's this guy, Ego, the Living Planet, who we all met in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, who has the ability to basically turn whole planets into hive minds that he controls. They turn into him. We've seen the lengths he will go to do this. Stupid sexy Ego. And finally, from the Guardians movies again, Nowhere, the head of a dead Celestial. Now we're not sure which Celestial's head this is, whether it could be Ezon the Searcher, who knows. And I'm pretty sure there were glimpses of others across the other movies. They're just escaping my mind right now. But these are 5 big ones we've seen. So, Nowhere, Ego, Ezon the Searcher, Jemiah the Analyzer, and then Arishem the Judge, the leader. He's the leader, he's the one we need to watch out for, and he's the one who could change the whole landscape of the MCU. And again, as mentioned, the Celestials were key in the evolution of the X gene. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. But yeah, anyway, that's my video. What do you think of the Celestials? Are you excited for them to come in? And let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.